Shit's about to get very, 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 very bad.
My dad just told me to order a pallet of water from Costco, and I don't really know what that means, but I ordered it and now I'm waiting for it and I'm scared that it won't fit in my truck. Okay guys, so I'm at Walmart right now, and considering everything that's going on with the war and whatnot, I think people are finally starting to wake up. More people are getting woke, and I'm going to show you why. Hold on. Okay, so anyways, hopefully you can still see and hear. But anyways, this section right here, this is usually where they keep all the dehydrated food, all the emergency tubs, things like that. This damn thing never is touched, and look at it now. I'm really hoping we don't go into another situation like COVID and toilet paper and all that other kind of shit keeps disappearing, but this right here tells me something. I live in Oregon, in a little bitty place in the mountains, but I guess better be safe than sorry.
I've been telling people for the last year that hard times are coming, and it looks like hard times are here, y'all. So here's a couple of things that I've stocked up on in the last year. Most importantly, water. This is not all my water. This is about 2 Sam's Club cases of water, and I've got 2 more Costco cases of water in the car, and I'm going to get more water. You need about 1 gallon per person per day, so stock up on your water. Up there, we not only have pasta, we have simple extendable dry food. Now look, do I normally make my cornbread and stuff from scratch? Absolutely. But this is 40 ounces and it costs less than $4. You do the math. You can turn this into a bunch of different things. You could extend this into a bunch of different things. Again, $4. I have multiples, cause duh. Another thing I've stocked up on, sauces, juices, oils. Anything that might be hard to get later, I'm stocking up. We got seasonings down there. We got juice up here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Get you a deep freezer. If you live somewhere like an apartment, you don't have a ton of space, you can get a small one, but you would be surprised what you can fit in this thing. Frozen vegetables, Italian sausage, whole chickens. I also have a whole turkey down there, but I'm not picking that up. Also, having a deep freezer allows you to keep your regular freezer for stuff that's a little easier to grab, like ice cream or maybe frozen pizzas. But what do? I do things like this. These are bones. As I cook throughout the month, I collect the bones, freeze them, and at the end of the month, turn them into a super rich bone broth. It's got collagen. It's got everything you need. It's got all that stuff that they're selling back to us. But also, that means I don't have to buy what? Broth. I know what's in it because I made it. This last one's a bit of a bonus, but it's really important to me. I made sure to grab the herbs and things to grow that I use both in my cooking and in my practices. I have a giant bucket of peppermint. I have, sage, and I know that it's sourced ethically because I grew it. I've got oregano, parsley, thyme, rosemary, lavender. Look at this basil. I have these things, and with nothing but a balcony, I can grow my own. And one last one for the road. If you have a hobby, stock up on your hobby supplies. So as for me, like, my hobbies are limitless, but I restructure clothes, I make things, I create. My hobbies are actually useful. So it's not a waste of money to indulge in candle making, because you know what comes in really, really handy when things go sideways? Candles. Find an inexpensive way to do it. You'd be surprised what you can find at the Dollar Tree or like recrafting stores. But if your hobby is something that can potentially help you in your circumstances for the future, fund your hobby. Stock up while it's cheap. Or if not cheap, stock up while you can.
You want to stockpile, but you have no clue what to get. I'm going to give you a couple of items that you can go get right now, and it will last you for like a long period of time. This is what I mean when I'm telling you to get your rice. This is a jasmine rice. This is the one that I use at home. This is 25 pounds and I'm going to pay $22.98. But if you're looking for a more cheaper version of it, you guys can get the regular long rice for $11.48 for 25 pounds. So basically you guys can get 2 of these basically for the price of the one that I normally would buy. You'll be having 50 pounds. Dry beans, I got you. This is 12 pounds of black beans, MAP protein, and this one costs $10.68. 2 of those will last a long time. You guys can get canned veggies basically in bulk, but you can get them cheaper somewhere else as well. We're not thinking about name brand stuff here. We want to survive. Do you love baked beans? This is a big ass 7-pound can for $8.58. And if you want to preserve it, you can can these ones. You can use mason jars and you can seal them and it will last you for a long time. And because we don't know if the power grid might be affected at any given time and you want to get milk products, get yourself some powder milk. You know, like the ones that they used to give us in Puerto Rico. Just add water and listo, you got milk. And you can use it for cereal, for baking, for everything. It is powder milk. You see this one's right here? That yard. Sorry, honey. Cost you $9.98. Pears, $10.48. But if you know how to use your brain, you can start canning at home and you can get the actual fruit and start doing it yourself, which is way better flavor and it's way more healthier than those. And it's cheaper. If you're gonna get cereal, make sure that you get cereals that expires years from the day that you're buying it. How do you know? If it's dirt cheap, means it's about to expire soon. So you don't want quantity, you want quality. You want to buy honey because you can use it for baking, you can use it to sweeten your stuff. Plus the property on the honey can help you with a whole bunch of things. And please make sure the ingredient says just plain honey, and that will last you for years on your shelf at home. Even if the container says that expires in 2 years, don't think about that. It will last you way longer than that. Because when it crystallizes, you just have to warm it up and you got regular smooth honey again. Protein bars are also good to have. And if you're like me, you need coffee. More coffee. And if you have kids, you can literally buy this much freaking pancake mix for only $7.75. And to preserve that, you can just get those big food graded containers with lids. And you can preserve it for years. And this is just me, but I will get yourself some dark chocolate because you might need them. You could also get oatmeal in bulk. Again, as long as you have food graded containers, you can preserve all of those grains for long periods of time at home. That will last you a long time. And it's only $6.58, especially if you have kids. Did I forget to mention to get water? You know, water. You could also buy lard. Better than cooking oil, but you could also use coconut oil, which is way healthier. Another thing that I encourage people to get is flour. You can buy the food graded containers and you can preserve that flour for long periods of time. So why do I need flour so much? Well, let me tell you, you guys can make bread, you guys can bake cake, you guys can do a whole bunch of things with flour. By the way, don't limit yourself in the stuff that I'm showing you. You get whatever you want. Just make sure it's food that you guys will eat and that it will last you for a long period of time. Get yourself canned foods, beef stew, those things. Spaghetti for the kids. I mean, in case of an emergency, anything is good. Oh my God, but I need chicken. There you go. Chicken breast on a can. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a pack for $12.56. Pack of tunas. More tuna. You could also buy sardines. Spam. Here you go. Look at this. 8 cans for $8.98. If you don't want Chef Boyardee and you want off-brand, it will be cheaper. You will get more. Pasta is essential because you can literally feed a huge family with it and it will last you for years. This is also good to have at home. Even though I'm not a fan, this will be good for kids too. Tomato soups. Creamer's mushroom soup. Regular soup. You got the chili even from Wendy's here in bulk.
I don't want to alarm people, but I think there's going to be some food shortages and famine coming in the near future, and they will be not natural, is what I will say. So I would encourage people to grow a few crops, to befriend a farmer, to just learn about farming and gardening, because one day you're going to need to know. And a few crops you should focus on are potatoes, squash, and pumpkins. Anything that you could can, tomatoes, peppers, anything that you could preserve, can, and use later, you should be growing. Potatoes are just the easiest thing to grow. They store over the winter well in your basement, in a root cellar, whatever you have, you could store them. Winter squash, great crop to grow, store in the basement, root cellar. So you need to be learning about these things or befriend someone who does, because in the near future, you're going to regret it if you don't. And I'm not trying to alarm you. I'm not trying to fill you with any fear. I'm trying to prepare you because it's an inevitability at this point. If you control the food, you control the people. You have to grow some of your own food.
And ranchers are staring at pastures now that they won't grow. The pastures are, the cattle herd is already the smallest it's been since the 1950s, and it's not happening in a vacuum. Farmers have been hammered for years for the skyrocketing fertilizer prices that happened, remember, after COVID, diesel costs that have taken their profit margin and just squeezed everything out of it, supply chain chaos, one hit after another hit after another hit have kept these guys barely hanging on. And now we have another fertilizer hit, and now pile the drought on top of that. The math is brutal. Math is math. Food costs are going up, and not a little, a lot. Beef, grains, produce, everything that comes from the fields all across our fruited plain, it's going to cost more at the grocery store, and it's coming sooner and faster than most people want to even admit. So I ask, because what we do in our community, we have faced droughts up here in this small little farming community, and every church from the pulpit is saying, fast and pray for rain. And I'm telling you, it works. I'm asking you to fast and pray for rain all across the country. I'm asking you to fast and pray for our farmers, because our farmers are under extreme stress. You don't think you care about the farmer? Wait until you can't eat. Wait until you have a problem with a dust bowl. Wait until you can't afford food, even more than you can't afford it right now. You care about the farmers. You just don't see farmers, but they are probably the most important cog in the chain of this machinery. The other thing I want to tell you is, you got to stop depending on this system. You have to spit yourself out of this system. It is cracking under the weight of weather or war or economics. I have to tell you, I'm going to tell you something about the Fed on Monday that is just shocking and horrifying. Just horrifying. And it'll explain an awful lot of stuff, but it'll also tell you what's coming. It is really important that you become food independent as possible. If you don't have food storage, you should. If you have a scrap of yard, plant a garden this spring. Tomatoes, beans.
What's up, my friends? I'm making this video because I want you guys to get a head start, okay? I'm in Walmart. Now, I usually don't come in here, but I'm stocking up, okay? I've been doing this for years, guys. I'm just going to tell you, do not be one of the people that gets blindsided, okay, and panics with the rest of the herd rushing to the store. Because, my friends, look at what's going on with farmers having issues with fertilizer. They're raising our gas prices. Where I live, it's over $4.50 a gallon, okay? This is a squeeze on the American public, guys. This is all intentional. These are Freemason wars. You need to get ahead of the herd. Now, look, here is the best aisle, or at least one of them, that you want to be in besides stocking up on water. You see this here, my friends? Look. That's $2.26. With everything hyperinflated, that's still very affordable, okay? This is going to last you a long time. $20.31. I was playing with my dog earlier. You see that scar right there. The bastard bit my hand. So this right here, lunch on meat. Look, if you want to get Spam, great. Long term. Think long term, my friends. Look, diced ham. Down here, chicken, okay? Shredded chicken. All of this, okay? Anything meat, my friends, you are going to need a protein source to survive. Corned beef, incredible. This is a little pricey for a lot of people, so stocking up on a lot of these is going to be improbable for a lot of people. So you come down here, look, corned beef hash. The expiration date on this is 2029, guys. February 2029. Look, keep going down. Get some cans of chili, my friends. You've got to think a full macronutrient source. So protein, carbohydrates, simple glucose and sugars, which many people are addicted to and adapted to. I've been doing a low-carb keto diet for a very long time. It works very good for me. But I still understand that glucose is important in terms of survival. Here as well, my friends, I don't give a shit how it tastes. I'm in survival mode, okay? This is what you have to think like. I'm telling you guys, please listen to me. They are going to destroy and collapse the American dollar. This is what's coming, guys. They're going to squeeze out the middle class, and there will only be the very rich first the very poor in the near future. By 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. Take them serious, because enough of us are not acting on these data centers, all of these surveillance flock cameras they're installing. My friends, your future is about to be very, very different. Please, please heed my word. Pulled pork in a can. Look, expiration date, February 2029. That's going to last you years. Even if you need to get the pouches. If you have a child or a newborn, guys, you can take that lunch on meat. Get less sodium, even if you're worried about that. Mash that up with a fork. There you go. That's for your child. I'm telling you guys, get ahead of the curve while you can. All right? I love you. Stay safe.
As a prepper, we are so blessed to have this closet in our house. However, as you can tell, it is a freaking mess. So I'm going to be reorganizing this closet, trying to get everything localized in one spot, getting our house set up and prepped, because as you all know, things are looking a little freaking sketch right now. Also, I know everyone's like, don't ever show what you have. But like, I personally don't mind, because it gives you guys ideas and it helps people that are still trying to learn. Obviously, I'm not going to show you everything I have, and I also am fairly confident that if anybody tries to take what we have, they are not going to be successful. So yeah, if you guys would like a video of what we have been working on and storing so that you guys can get some ideas, I mostly get everything through Sam's Club. And for those of you that don't know, Sam's Club will ship the majority of things to your house, because we live in the middle of freaking nowhere. Our closest town is an hour away, and our closest Sam's Club is 3 hours away. But Sam's Club seems to have the best deals on everything. I'm not a big Costco fan. They are way more expensive. If you go and compare prices of Sam's and Costco for the same exact item, they are about 40% more than Sam's Club. So we do most of our bulk shopping through Sam's, and they ship the majority of it here. There's like little things that they don't ship, which, like water, they won't ship water. I get it. But then like there's like the little bites, you know, the little bites that the kids love. Like they won't ship those. I don't get that. That irritates me, because my kids eat the shit out of those. But they won't ship those, but then they'll ship me like ginormous packs of toilet paper. And I'm like, make it make sense, bruh. Make it make sense. Also, if you guys are interested in prepping or how to just create an overall like food security in your home, because inflation I think is going to get worse. So I don't think it's bad for anybody to have extra stuff in their homes on hand. So just follow along and I'll share.
People think that food shortages are something that happens somewhere else. Not here, not to us. But let me ask you something. What happens when the food trucks stop coming? What happens when the shelves don't get restocked, and when you have to choose what not to eat? We rely on the stores for everything, but our grandparents rely on their land. My granddad, I kid you not, right now, John Woods, lives in Alabama. He does not have the farm anymore, but I've reached out to him and asked him, can he teach me how to grow mines, because shit's about to get real. Oh, but listen, for real. They planted, they grew, they survived. And maybe it's time we start doing the same and get back to our roots. Even if it's herbs on your windowsill, even if it's tomatoes and vegetables in a bucket. I'm watching this lady right now, I can't think of her name on TikTok. She has a garden on her balcony of her apartment. Hey, feeling the energy. Even if it's learning one thing at a time, you've got to learn, or you don't. Because food security is real security. And growing your own food isn't crazy anymore. It's necessary. It's smart. It's necessary. And it's survival.
I am a firm believer in practicing what you preach. And if you know me or my content, I have been preaching for years for you to start getting your home prepared for God knows what's coming our way. Be it natural disasters, power outages. You need two things. You need food and water. When it comes to food, 4 Patriots have you covered. This is their 4-week emergency food supply. This will feed one person for 4 weeks. It offers almost 37,000 calories. Now, 2 people obviously could use this for 2 weeks, but this comes with a variety of dinners, breakfast, lunch, has everything you need. And it is all designed so that you can just open up the package, boil it, and serve it.
The strait is not open. It's going to take months and months to recover from this. This is not something where they open tomorrow and all of a sudden we have enough fertilizer. No, it doesn't work that way. So this is going to happen. And again, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware. Okay, so what disappears first? These are the things that we need to pay attention to. And they're going to impact literally everybody. Okay, so how it usually plays out is that corn and grain products, the production drops. And you're going to be like, well, I do keto. It doesn't matter. Honey, it matters. It matters a lot because that squeezes livestock feed. Yeah, that's all that stuff you eat on keto and carnivore, okay? And that hits chicken eggs because you got to feed the chickens so that they produce the eggs, okay? That impacts poultry and pork and beef and dairy. Basically everything tied to grain, it impacts. So whether you actually eat corn or not is irrelevant because everything eats corn. Well, I only deal with grass-fed. That's nice. That's nice. And it's such a small percentage of the world that I'm not factoring that in, okay? You do you. Even with grass-fed, you are still going to end up paying more. So when people start looking around and saying, you know, why are the egg prices crazy again? It may not be the bird flu. Now, the really bad part that, you know, people don't realize or talk about a lot is that the safety nets are gone. They're gone. And they're safety nets that literally kind of like processed foods we have been trained to rely on, okay? So those safety nets are gone. They're just so seriously cut and so seriously impacted that they're going to affect everybody. Billions cut from the food assistance programs, okay? That money helps people eat, but it also helps the producers sell. It goes all the way around here, which then they actually pay more taxes, which puts it into the bank that theoretically would help feed people. You know, it's a whole big circle. Big reductions in key food and agriculture budgets have been seen. They've cut them. You are seeing all kinds of budgets on the federal level and the state level being cut, especially in the ag department. So this is going to impact because if they don't have the assistance that they need when things are tough, there's a whole array of things that are going to happen. But we can prepare for this. You can prepare for this. We can be ready for it. I'm not saying that we're going to write it out unscathed. We are just going to be able to deal with it better if you start preparing now. So let me know in the comments section down below. Do you think you're prepared for 3 months, 6 months, a year? Or are you just starting out? Now we're going to take a deep breath because now is the solution portion of the program, okay? We're going to do this. This is where most people go off the rails and they just, you know, they panic or they shut down. I have seen so many people shut down. I'm just going to shut down. I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm going to put my head in the sand and it's not going to happen. Guess what? It's going to happen. Food is survival. And I'm not talking about pizza rolls and chicken tenders, you know, I'm talking about food. So food is survival. We need to eat to survive. It's one of those things that, you know, makes our body work. So you cannot pretend like it's not going to happen because you're going to be impacted by it. We're not doing any of that. We are going to get to work. Are you ready? Grab your pen and paper. First, we're going to build a working pantry. If you're not sure if you have a working pantry, then we'll get to that eventually, okay? But for right now, if you're not sure, let's start at building a working pantry. It's not a doomsday stash that you never touch. It is not a bunker full of bullets and Band-Aids and MREs. No. It's a working pantry that you use, that you rotate through, that you backfill. That is what you need to have. I don't have a lot of space. You have space. I guarantee it. Okay? It's a matter of priority and making it a priority, quite honestly. So what I want you to focus on first are grains. Grains, pasta, oats, shelf-stable dairy, and beans and legumes, period, okay? And then freeze-dried meats and produce or dehydrated produce like vegetables and fruits. Those are the things that you're going to focus on first. Break it down. If you don't eat it today, do not stock it in your pantry. Nobody's got room for that. You want to start simple. You want to aim for a 2-week buffer. Write down what you eat for your meals, how many meals you have for 2 weeks. Make a grocery list off of that if you were starting brand new, okay?
So I'm going to get real serious. I'm going to stomp this. Buy your supplies now. We are at the very beginning of shortages. For many reasons. It isn't just one thing. It is everything together that's happening right now. It's affecting our food supply, guys. You have to grow your own food indoors and outdoors. Self-reliance. I am all for that. Trade and barter with your neighbors. You might have a bumper supply of peaches. They might have a lot of spinach and lettuce. You trade. Okay? This is the very beginning of things being not the way they have been. And it's made us very lazy, very complacent, very spoiled. And that's not good for human beings. We need to be sharp, on point, self-reliant, and caring for others. Get out there and get your supplies now before you cannot.